We are starting off with a Twins match. So we have played one game already. There has been a forfeit from the previous match. All right, until we get the cast situation sorted out, I am going to mute for a second, so apologies for that, folks, but once we get this sorted out, we will bring Hells back in. I'm not really sure what happened. We literally had an audio check right before we went live, and this is just the way it went. But with that said, it is going to be No Mercy now. Oh, Hells, are you there?
It just was not working. I apologize, everyone.
Okay, I'm gonna say we literally just talked a second before the go live, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yep. Yeah.
But you are back. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
All right, but with that said, like I said, it is now No Mercy on the Twins. The Executioner match before ended in 17-15 in favor of the Executioner, so pretty close score there, and it looks like Twins starting out not the worst start. We see the Corrupt about 30 seconds, and I can't believe I'm seeing this. I'm seeing Spies from the Shadows, which is super spicy.
Absolutely, Spies from the Shadow, man. It's making a comeback. Like I've seen it a couple of times in different events. Nobody predicts how amazing that perk can actually be because nobody treads carefully around the crows anymore because it's just like a lost art.
You know, I kind of agree that perk's been around since forever, and like the OG survivors they played back in the day knew not to disturb crows because of the popularity of the perk, but I'm wondering if it's something to do with the fact that, you know, you get a hit with Victor, you hold Victor hostage, but you can't see them, but with Spies from the Shadows, you can definitely see Victor.
Oh, absolutely, and so that's where it comes into play. It's Dead by Daylight's way of bringing, like, it's interesting when you see perks cycle out, things become weaker, stronger. Spies from the Shadow has never been touched, and you're seeing a lot of value come out of it in comp, because a big part of this is being able to identify who's where, who's doing what. If you know 3 survivors are in one area, one's on the opposite side, you know they're trying to break a 3-gen. So definitely I can see the value here.
Oh, and look at that pre-drop on the pallet, making sure that they're able to get this unhooked before the second stage. Heads up play on the survivor's part, and they're not even going to tunnel out the ace here. They're just going to go for a fresh hook, it seems, on the Quentin instead. Kind of in a 1-for-1 situation. That unhook probably kind of backbreaking as the Twins was hoping to secure that second stage, and I think that might have been like a 55-second unhook there.
Absolutely. So that's what I'm really gonna like to see here is whether or not that one play is gonna make or break the entire game, because something like that could just let it like tumble out of control from the killer's hands.
True.
It happens all the time, so we're gonna have to see if that one little mistake costs the killer the game.
Indeed, and Ace going down under the pallet, probably someone nearby, and instead sending Victor over here. They are going to be able to chase the Adam here off of the gen again. Maybe have a 2-man slug. Oh, wait. What?
He found him!
Oh, that was incredibly unfortunate. Talk about coming back into the killer's hands after that unhook happens. Now survivors have to figure out how they want to set this out. They might have to sacrifice the hook here on the ace and maybe go get the Adam up, finish the gen, and split the gens up. Yeah, they already got the pickup on the Adam. I'm guessing there's nobody over here. And the good thing is for this killer, if there is someone over here, nobody's been on gens, and there is somebody over here to get the pickup. Survivors haven't been on gens this whole time.
Oh my god, that always bugs me. I'm like, dude, have at least one guy on gens, because if you're not making progression, you're just giving the game and giving time to the killer to just make a game-breaking move.
Absolutely.
Definitely
they do
rough.
finish a gen, though. It looks like, okay, Zarina wasn't without a gen. She did have a gen on the hill, and we're throwing that was a pain res on the gen next to Quentin. And I'm guessing the quick heal from the Quentin also might have been we'll make it, possibly?
Yeah, that's what it has to be. There was no way he would have healed otherwise that quickly.
I would tend to agree, and Adam getting the unhook here. Ace in a bit of trouble. Oh, Zarina sneaking over to Victor! Oh my goodness, these survivors are all over the place. This is actually a really close game.
Absolutely. So there's 2 people up. We have 2 people on the ground. We have 2 people up. Nobody's on a gen. We have Who is it? Zarina. Looks like I'm wondering what she's doing now. Oh, no! Looked like she went to try for the pallet stun, but then just gave up.
Trying to figure out where... Yeah, Zarina, nowhere to be found now. They do find Quentin. I think they managed to hide the ace here, which is the best case scenario for the survivors.
So what you're saying is he's the ace in the hole.
Why did we bring you back? Oh my goodness.
I
wish they buffed that perk. That perk could be so much fun. I just buff ace in the hole. What behavior? Ooh, Quentin over here though. Oh, they found the ace. Ace jet. You are kidding. That is the most pocket corner I have ever seen, and they actually managed to stealth the ace out there for a bit. But it looks like, yeah, Quentin's not going to be able to save him here, and Quentin's going to have to leave.
Absolutely. So now it's coming down to him getting this Adam hit. It doesn't look like he's going to down him, which is probably a good call. He's trying to find that ace again. He knows ace is in the area.
Oh, that was a nasty hit. That didn't look like a hit at all. Oh, that was gross. But that will be Quentin slugged out, and this is going to be death hook for the ace. It looks like we just need to survivor over there. It looks like maybe Adam picking up the Quentin on the ground. Survivors need to get another gen here, otherwise we're looking at a... I don't know, the killer might be able to make a comeback here. It is going to be a 3v1, and a 3v1 versus Quentin is not where you want to be.
No, not at all. And there's the Adam. Adam going through the window, vaulting, getting the gremlin there, and seems to be holding him. He's going to probably hold him for a while.
Possibly, and seen this gen over here with some progress, but not enough. They've been trying to break this generator so they can break the 3-gen on this side, but I don't know what gen are they going to be working on now. I don't know what they can do to finish these gens, but now this is a 3v1. They almost had the ace hit out, but I guess, you know, Spy's a little bit too powerful in the end. You might be right. Spies might be the new meta.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, because knowledge is power. Knowing where someone's at all times is definitely a very strong thing to know. Where you know where they're going, you know what they're doing. At this point, like, the only thing that this comp team can do is, it's like, in my opinion, is going to be to slowly burn, to go slow, wait if someone's getting hooked, heal, of like pre-leaving gens, just going through that slow motion, and I just don't see them doing that right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult with this gremlin on the loose. You can't really, how do you say, hard to dodge, and they do find this arena. We saw one sneaking over here. What the? Oh, another spies proc? They know where all the survivors are. Oh my word. And this will be first hook for the end here. And it's crazy. We talked about pain res early. We saw a single use of it. The killer still has 3 more uses of pain res, so there's still 75% regression possible here, which is, oh goodness.
No one on a gen that's not flipping into the survivor's hands anytime soon. That's where it looks like it's just going to snowball out of control, and this killer's most likely going to get his 4K.
It's looking like 4K territory potentially. Good patience on the Victor's part there, and now with the survivor zoned over here, it was 17-15 last time. Killer already has 9 points. They only need, honestly, if they kill one more survivor here, the tie condition's almost set up. If you hook all survivors individually, that's enough to win the set. Very, very close.
It is very close. But what I'm wondering now is what Quentin's doing.
It's a good question.
Like he's got an eye on someone. Oh, okay, so he now knows where everyone's at. He knows where... Okay, that's... that's a gen.
Oh.
Finally, Ooh, that was spicy.
Unfortunate mind game there for the Quentin, but yeah, second stage progressing for Adam. They saw the gen pop. They know where Zarina has a chance of being. And with Quentin down, I like what the survivors are going for there. Up until the Quentin got down, they were trying to spread the pressure, but unfortunately now... Charlotte's too far away to get this. They're gonna have to head back, and yeah, they're not gonna be able to force this. So they were pressuring the gens, and that's a good idea. If you can get one to her, they get the kick here, but I don't know how's the Unbreakable at this point. If Quentin doesn't get up in a second, I'm guessing it's the Zarina, in which case I don't know what the twins can do here. Actually, wait, I think we might have banned Unbreakable on twins. I forget.
You would be the expert.
Yeah, I think that was a recent thing. Yeah, Unbreakable got banned on twins, so there's no Unbreakable here. This is just the 4K.
Yep, that's it.
Wow.
That's all she wrote.
Good night. Survivors had a really close shot too. They got the 4th generator done, but unfortunately Quentin going down at the long wall. Yeah, even if a survivor manages to escape through hatch here fresh, I don't think that's going to be enough. That's only 8 points from the generators, and that would be 3 points from the hook stages. So,
absolutely. Well, I mean, it was basically over the second they shoot the killer found Zarina. I mean, like at that point, it was wraps. She was trying to sneak in to get that save, and then had they gotten that save, they would have been able to let it snowball from there. It would have possibly been like a 2-man out, but when she got seen...
Indeed, and with that said, that looks like that will be the 4K here, and we will be sitting here on the hook stages as these players are sticking to the rules. We appreciate it. 4% are not allowed. And so these survivors will sit on the hooks for just a little bit longer. But I believe it is safe to say that this will be the 4K here at 1 gen remaining. Again, survivors had a shot, just couldn't quite get it. I think the pain res ended up coming in clutch there and slowing the game down enough to where they couldn't finish that 5th gen, where they never had time to finish it.
Yeah. That's where it comes down to play, right? Like everyone was running around doing something else besides gen.
Mm-hmm.
Had they been pressuring just a little bit more, they may have gotten at least the last generator done and gotten more points on the board, because in these games, 1 point can determine whether you win or lose.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the one downside, I guess, against playing against twins, is that you really have to try and play methodically, play slow, constantly meet up to heal with each other, and it's a difficult play style to orient against a good twins player. So viable because not everyone has access to it. And while I would love that, here's the thing, I understand that time shift, we don't get to keep the Stranger Things DLC. But unfortunately, we need to allow everyone to be able to play on this even playing field. And yeah. Oh no!
That was spicy.
That did not work. That did not work out. And worth noting, I think we did get rid of the Leprous Lichen. Leprous Lichen used to be a add-on we allowed, but eventually, due to standards changing with our reading perks, we had to get rid of it. We loved it though. Oh, that was a sweet slide.
Yeah, he had himself a little Texas two-step, got himself out of the way, and bought him quite a bit of time, so he got through the window.
Mm-hmm.
And now, it's definitely going to be, I could see a lot of value coming out of that.
I would have to agree. That was pretty sweet, and to be fair, they are really, corralling these survivors, if you will, and we're still in the corrupt zone. They still got a little bit of time before the gens start flying, so trying to get a first setup here. Worth noting, Quentin has already reset. They do get the shred at the window, though, and now you've got the access to Shaq back here, and I don't know if they went to Shaq or if they did. Where is this Serena? She might be on the side near this hill. Yeah, she's going to stay at Shaq, and they get to push the Quentin off the generator as well, using Shaq pallets at 5 gens as well with the firecracker, and now Zarina's kind of zoned here. Quentin got to come and take a hit. Oh, that's dirty.
The crouch tech.
Dirty.
Oh man, you love to see it. That's so funny.
See, I am someone who gags at using crouch tech against anything other than Blight. It's like, it's a demo. Let the man hit you, okay?
He has enough problems.
Right?
We should see 3 gens popping.
No.
Or 2. No! No, not the second one!
Oh! Second generator popping
twice.
as well. This is a massacre. Stop it. My boy's already dead.
Oh, no. Oh, what did they do to you?
I have no words. This is just cruelty. This is animal cruelty. What are you doing?
This is exactly. I was like, oh my god. I was like, we need the Stars and Stripes song playing in the background.
It's so disgusting. And the problem is now you know there's survivors around here. You know the survivors are willing to play this. I know they call it bully squad style. I just think it's good, solid survivor play. And yeah. It looks like they are letting this arena go down now. They just wanted to make sure they had that first chase extended a little bit longer. This will be first hook coming in for the Demogorgon at 2 gens already complete. This might be an uphill battle.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough. This Demogorgon is gonna have to have a snowball. He's gonna something's gonna have to happen for him to have a good game out of this. Because at the rate that it's going, it's gonna look like a 4-man out.
Very possibly, or at the very least, even if you're able to camp this a second stage, maybe secure a death, it's going to be a lot of stages out potentially.
Yeah, his best hope is he downs one other person by hook with Zarina, where he can camp that one spot and that body. That would be the most optimal play or situation for him at this point.
Agreed. Worth noting is that the survivors are aware that was a pain res. We saw that the damage generator score notification occurred. So they did get 25% off of a generator, but even if it occurs the second, I didn't see a deadlock, so they were not going to see the gens slow down.
Yeah, these gens are going to fly. It looks like they're going to leave Zarina there to hang. That's also a really good strategy that I love seeing. You know that the killer's going to camp it. Everybody's on a gen. They're getting value out of it. Yes, she goes to second stage, but they get 2 gens out of it at least.
Right. Killer gets 5 points, but the survivors are possibly going to get anywhere from 4 to 6. Yeah, there's 1 gen.
Yep.
Demogorgon over
They're
here.
looking at bricking
Quentin
it.
off of this one, but maybe a little bit late. Oh, can you fly through that? You can. Demo can fly.
He could. Oh my god, I love seeing those plays. They're so insane because they require very precise movement.
Absolutely.
And there's the second gen.
Yeah, there's the gen by the hill. We saw Ace get the unhook here. Zarina is a little bit worse for Rare. She's going to be stuck at this tile. However, Ace does have the flashlight and can take a body block if absolutely necessary. They are going to take a body block. There's the forced penance, though. And it looks like Zarina's going to get the Shack here, but Shack Pallet's already gone. Zarina, unless there's a decisive strike, is not going to be here very long. Ace coming in for the body block, let's say, bring it. And there's the adrenaline play from the Ace as well, but we do see Noed popping up as well. However, there are no survivors besides Zarina that you want to chase here. You might have to go for a fresh survivor, maybe try to get a snowball going. Ace can't heal. Checking on this this exit gate, not seeing anything.
So Demo knows Ed. Definitely. This is where the game comes in pretty clutch here. If he can just down everybody before they open gate, like that's it.
Right.
Like he could still win this. Like I've seen it where people play against like there was an artist game on COTF where the game they almost had no hooks, but the killer was able to down hook and kill 3 people at the end of the match because of Noed.
I will say, yeah, they take the outs here. Let Quentin go to death hook. Everybody has to be healed and come back in to try and get this unhook, and I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, they will let Quentin die here, and that's going to be at a fresh kill, but that's a fresh out for 2 survivors. That's a pretty good score for the survivor squad here.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. That was insane. This poor Demo, man.
Yeah, getting that first chase reset with the flashlight was pretty devastating.
Absolutely. I just feel like we should have a moment of silence.
Let's see what the Skull Merchant has in store for us. Looks like we're getting stuck on the tree. Possibly looking to see what their 3-gen looks like here. This might be one of the most disgusting 3-gens I have ever seen in a game of Dead by Daylight. That is such a tight set of gens. And the Skull Merchant just shakes their head happily, like, yes, this is exactly what the Doctor ordered. Setting out all their drones immediately. Yeah, just look at those 3 gens. That's so perfect for a Skull Merchant. Like, what more could you ask for? And honestly, some really annoying structures for the survivors to get around. I think they're doing some extra zoning with them as well. And here we go into the shack. I'm going to turn that just down a little bit because that is one thing that will never get easier on me. Is the chase music for this killer is very loud. Very similar to a Billy, I might even say. But first hit underway. There's the haste status effect as well, so they have a little bit of boost here. I think it's a 2% speed boost. Getting the shack pallet drop. The eye wall pallet here dropped, and this looks like a body block coming in. Is there gonna be a force penance? No force penance. And it looks like 2 of these drones have been deactivated. Checking that scanner to see where the survivors are. All right. Killer is well aware of their power, activating it at the shack, and it's gonna make this loop very, very bad. Fang will not want to stay here super long as they will be exposed. Almost exposed already at the 3/4 mark. And there's the exposure. This Fang must be very, very secure in what they're able to do here. No bamboozle, doubling back. They are without a terror radius. Sorry. Yeah, they are undetectable, and that will be the down under the pallet here. Will there be a pallet save before they get out? I don't hear any killer instinct. That will be first hook coming in. Not going for a basement hook either. I'll be honest, I'm kind of surprised they didn't want to go for basement hook here. It might be yeah, that is a pain resonance. So whatever gen the stars were working on, which I'm assuming is this one, yeah, that's the only one they could. The other were corrupt at the time. Also worth noting, survivors are well aware of this. We did not point it out until now. There is Sloppy Butcher as well, so additional slowdown to boot here. There's the unhook coming in on the Fangman. Fangman heading back towards the shack. Very bold strat here, and yeah, Skull Merchant not even bothering to activate it. It's like, why would you? Fang's gonna activate it as it is. And now they are undetectable. No red stain from this killer. Fang's gonna stay around to the long side of the shack. I think they are gonna get back in time to drop this pallet, but at what can you do then? The shack pallet's gone. You got the window, and that's about it. I guess maybe have Meg here call out where the killer's going, but there's the haste status effect coming in. Ooh, that was a nasty fake. I thought she wasn't going to go for that window, but she ended up going last second. There's Meg with the body block. Fang gonna get a little bit of distance here. Gonna be able to get out of the shack area. Here comes another drone, though, trying to increase the haste status effect I believe the Skull Merchant has. Or maybe just knowing the killer instinct. Maybe having better idea for the loop here. I'll be honest, I'm not a Skull Merchant, man. I don't watch it too much. And there's first gen going down for the survivors. Curious if they're not sticking to the 3 gen super aggressively. There's the 2nd gen up in the coal tower, instead switching over to the Meg. Making really good use of these drones here. Meg potentially going to get bloodlusted here. Yeah, and they will get the bloodlust hit through the pallets. Ace in the area, but not going to go for the save, it looks like. And this will be first hook coming in for the Meg. Potentially even a pain res here. We'll have to see. Yeah, that will be a pain res. Whatever Gen Ace was on getting hit there for 25%. It looks like it might have not been much. I didn't see any pistons firing away initially. I love how this entire time Skull Merchant has managed to make sure that they constantly have no drones available to put down. So at all times, they are maximizing their area of effect denial. Nia in the area, they're going to go for the unhook here. Server's having trouble getting resets going too, as Fang is still injured. Running into the coal tower here. Looks like Nia probably going to take a hit before they get to this window. Worth noting, now that I look at the points, the previous killer had 11 points. If this killer first hooks everybody, that's 12 points right there. And unless my math is off, I believe, yeah, if they hook the ace now, that is going to be enough to secure the set. Instead of tunneling a survivor out, just instead going for the fresh hooks instead. And there's the Meg coming in, so Meg here would not be enough for the W. Meg only represents an 11th point. You need Ace for the fresh hook. And I'm curious if that's going to be the strat here. No, they found the Fang instead. Fang not with a lot of distance, so they will get the pallet. Well, so they're going to be hanging out under it. Undetectable, leaving the pallet altogether. Ooh, that was a greedy play there, but they are in a really awkward position over this chassis. Missing it for a second time. Speed not enough. I don't know a world where Fang drops this early. That is some next level dedication to patience, and they are gonna hold it down. Skull Merchant does have a drone to deploy here. Let's see if they deploy it. They do find the ace. They do have a drone to deploy. Yeah, and there they go. This is the survivor they want to commit to and hook here, as they will represent a full 12 points for the fresh hooks involved. Seeing a little bit of work on these gens back here. I'm curious to see if it's going to... I can't tell. I can't tell if this is going to possibly result in a 4K or if they're just content with making sure that they get the win condition. There's at the window. Oh, barely getting through the window and getting distance here. Bloodlust kicking in. They already have the haste status effect from the drones. Chasing surface off the... I'm surprised they're not committing to the ace here, instead going for the Meg. Meg would be a tying scenario, though. They do get the down on the Meg. This gen firing away. Almost complete. Only one pain res left. And this... Oh, but they do have a hill. Yeah, this might spell disaster here for our survivors. Yeah, this is just a really nasty 3-gen. I'm surprised the Skull Merchant managed to spawn in with their 3-gen next to them, and the other side corrupted. That's just a really sick start for this killer. And seeing Nia over here, they will probably finish this generator, but they are going to be exposed. And if this survivor goes down and gets hooked, that will spell lights out, and it will force set number 3. There they go. They go down. And without a crazy save here, this will be enough points. I believe this is 13 points coming in here. Enough to secure a third set. Cyrus, though, are doing a really good job. Their 3-gen is still up, and yeah, this is the hill gen is the one with the most progress. Not able to finish that heal in time. He's saying yes, come chase, come chase. I totally don't have balanced landing. They totally don't have balanced landing, and that is going to result in a down, and Skull Merchant very happy with this, as they're going to get an additional pain res here. No flashlight save coming in, looking away just in the nick of time. And I do believe Skull Merchant in a prime position to potentially even get a, well, that was not a pain res, though. Yeah, they're in a prime position here to potentially get a 4K. As this is one of those nightmare scenarios for survivors, is how do you deal with this? All the pallets in this area, for the most part, are broken. I think this junk tile over here is the only one that has anything left. And seeing the Fang over here immediately pushing her away with the drone. They do get the reset on the Nia. I'll be honest, this is exactly what Skull Merchant wants, and even for a really good comp squad here, like no mercy, I don't know how you break this. Like, this is just, the gens are too close. The gens are just genuinely too close. Which, you could say that would be something, you know, maybe in the future, having a better gen spread. Oh, there's the firecracker. They get the blind. And they do get the unhook, but second stage was confirmed there. Iframes on the Nia, so Nia not getting a hit until just now. Running to the shack and now abandoning to go after the... Oh, Meg and Fang were on this generator. Well, all right, Caster's Curse. That's how you start breaking a 3-gen. Gen already on 3 pistons. They will be resetting the drone, but Stars are going to take a couple hits here. Fang taking a hit and going to the other side of the map. Ace still in the area. Ace in a very dangerous position, but Skull Merchant does notice. Like, look at all these killer instincts going off. The killer is in information overload. Ace will go down. However, They do see the information over there. This will be Deathhook for the ace, but the survivors will be finishing this last generator, most likely. Yeah, you can see all the killer rankings going off. That is how you break a 3-gen with Skull Merchant. And there you have it. There is the last generator. See, this is why I love comp. Because in a pubs game, I do not know a pub squad that would break a 3-gen against the Confident Skull Merchant like that. However, this killer, they got it. However, there is worth noting is that even if these survivors were not exposed, there is no one in play. So this killer is actually zooming. They have the add-on to make them go faster. They have the, oh no. They have the undetectable. This killer is now a stalking machine with built-in exposure and all the haste and the undetectable. Nightmare fuel for survivor squads. And it looks like, yeah, Fang will have the exit gate ready. They'll be escaping. I believe that'll be 2 stages, I want to say. Skull Merchant having a little bit of fun there. Maybe see if the survivors can set up for some kind of escape here. Maybe see how long it takes them to get away. Maybe force a bleed out. Yeah, you never know. But it looks like, unless something crazy happens, this will be a 3K in favor of the Skull Merchant here, and this will be forcing a set number 3. Yeah, but I say maybe setting up some kind of hatch here. Survivor is not on hatch, however. That was Nia, so Meg maybe on the other side, and now you gotta go find this other survivor. Nope, never mind. They are staying in place. All right. And that will be the 3K confirmed. 2 stages managing to escape. Again, survivors, honestly, really good job there. They kind of got, they got the last gen done, but then they all got corralled at the shack side away from the exit gate. And with all the additional speed from the 4% on the Noed. I believe this one increases. Yeah, you get additional 2%. You also have her base kit 2% and you know, various additional speed buffs from this. So she was a fast Skull Merchant. So with the Gas Heaven being disabled, this one's actually gonna be Dead Dog. I forgot. Yeah, they I miss my Gas Heaven. Okay, it was rough when Gas Heaven got disabled for bug purposes. Because, let's face it, Gas Heaven supplies Auto Haven supplies a vast number of our comp maps. You've got Wrecker's Yard, you've got Gas Heaven itself, you've got ARP. So many of our maps come from Auto Haven. So, Auto Haven, come back soon. We miss you. And one server already infected without even being hit by the plague. Looks like they might have jumped on a gen. And are just go. Actually, it might be Saloon Gen might be the one. I would take a gander. Yeah, and they are already infected. Trying to infect this Fangman here. They do drop the pallet, and that will be the first infection. Corrupt still up here. Not a bad 3-gen on the Saloon side. And it looks to me that might be what they might be going for. Yeah, we see that Gen already has a good amount of progress. Plague's going to come up here and try and slow it down. Survivors are aware, as one of them is already injured from the infection. There is also Thanatophobia in play. Do they get that? They actually hit that. That's a beautiful vomit. I don't know if you'll ever hear me say that again. Use the phrase beautiful vomit, but well done regardless. And it looks like they will go ahead and pre-drop this. And Ace will get infected as well. A little bit of a range on that puke, you might say, and Ace not in a good spot here. Gonna be vaulting over, vaulting back, and trying to bait out the hit before they go to infection. And this Ace is not long for this world, trying to make as much out of this time as possible. I imagine we'll see the Saloon Gen pop relatively shortly. Corrupt is about to expire as well, maybe a couple more seconds here. And now Ace fully infected. They are on the opposite side, so Plague is gonna have to do some running here, but it won't be too much longer. However, Kate coming in for the body block, and she's going to be taking a lot of puke to the back here. However, Ace does make it to a pallet that they need. 1 gen going down here. Here comes the, good life play from the Kate, getting out of dodge, and they are extending this as much as possible, but now we're about to get the full Thanatophobia. There they go. There's the infection. And now Thanatophobia at full 20%. I don't even think, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think there is a 3-gen back here either, which might be a really tough scenario for this Plague to hold down, as usually you want the 3-gen back here. A little bit of progress. Ace is going to try to make it to the water tower, but I don't think they're going to make it here. Yeah, they're just going to be trying to waste as much time on this block as possible. There they go. Yeah, there's no 3-gen back here. I'm really shocked. Usually there's a pretty good setup back here instead, but I don't think there's a 3-gen for this killer to rely on at this point. We do see damage generator, score effects, so there was a pain res, and I'm sure the survivors were well aware, as pain res, who would have guessed, fairly popular perk and competitive, am I right? As well as a pop goes the weasel for an additional 30% off of the current progress. So that gen taking a whole lot of regression there to the face, as well as 20% slowdown, so that gen's going to be a hard time getting back to it. And here comes the tunnel out on the Ace. Going upstairs, going to try and get some balanced landing distance. Ace not falling for it just yet, waiting until the last moment, and there they go. They will get to main building because of this. The question is, can they get anything from it? No, they're not going into main building. They don't trust the distance. And that is a very interesting hit. But regardless, Ace will be able to get to the window now. Going upstairs, well, I say that, I don't think they're going to get to the upstairs window in time. Yeah, but I say, if they took the downstairs, it might have worked, but they didn't. And that is going to be down second here. Unless it is decisive. No decisive from the survivor. However, worth noting, there will not be a pain res either from this, as pain res has already been activated on the survivor once. Now, Plague, looking over here, worth noting, Plague hasn't used their Corrupt Purge just yet either. Maybe saving it until it's a 3v1. Oh, but they're eyeing it up. Never mind. Taking the one that's further away. And now they could secure the death here on Ace, but I think they're, yeah, they need to go over here and check this gen. No, they unhook. All right. Have to see if they're able to get a tunnel out going. See people go into main building. I imagine they go to the backside. No, they went inside. That's the Kate. Kate is not the one you want. You want to kill the Ace here. This gen ready to go, and here comes Pop Goes the Weasel for effectively the full 30% there on that gen. However, worth noting, her Corrupt is not getting a lot of value. We see Ace up on the Gallows gen, though. Have to see if they get a hit here with their Corrupt Purge in time, going into the shack. Oh, but they get the body block instead, and that'll be down on the Ace. 3v1 incoming. However, worth noting, Thanatophobia will no longer be in play for the full effect. Instead, I believe it's going to be 9%. I want to say it's, I forget if it's 2 or 3% per survivor. I forget that, but they do finish a gen on the water tower. And so now 2 gens down. Honestly, despite everything, Plague's actually in a really good spot here. Unless they're able to pop another gen, maybe even 2 here, I would say Plague's in a very commanding position. All right, so they do get a 3rd generator. Which one was that, though? Oh, that was not the one that was full. Yeah, I was about to say, survivors bring it back. There's the 2 gens I was talking about, so they're not as behind as we might have expected. And if this is a pain res, it's not going to be doing much. That was pain res and it hit the Gallows, but gens are split here, and it is a 3v1, but you're not at the full 20%. There's the double cleanse. And we've got a game on our hands, folks. Plague forcing a 3v1. They do have a couple resources left. They are going to load up on the Corrupt Purge, but honestly, you can kind of just afford to sit on a gen, let the survivor progress the 2nd stage, and if the Plague ever leaves for too long in a chase, you go for the unhook. Gonna have to see how this one turns out. While we're waiting for the Plague to make a move, I'm going to go ahead and do a shameless plug here, as I'm going to be drinking my own Rogue Energy. Remember, use code COTF for 10% off at checkout, as I need to stay hydrated. Shameless plug. But what's not a shameless plug is survivors only 3% slowdown with the Thanatophobia. They can finish this gen. Corrupt Purge able to secure the stage here, and now how far is this Gallows gen? Will they get a cheeky last 2nd shot? Not even gonna go for it. Actually, that gen does not have a lot of progress. I was expecting far more progress beyond the generator, and it is not. Taking an M1 to the face, and Nia's gonna run off towards the shack. There's the unhook. However, Fang is already been 2nd stage, so she is death if they are able to find him again. There's the pallet drop. Nia gonna be running, it looks like, back towards center. I don't know what that what access they have to. I will say, actually, that back jet, we haven't seen any progress on that. Fang hasn't cleansed. Okay, I say there's the cleanse. So I was wondering if Fang was working on it all. It looks like maybe, well, Kate got infected from the unhook. Now they have to go cleanse as well, possibly. If we see them progress to injured, they're probably gemming the gen. I think the killer thinks the same thing. He's like, hey, I haven't seen that Kate cleanse yet. Oh, never mind. There is not a lot of progress on this at all. So it looks like maybe Kate just holding on to their infection for a little bit longer. Drinking power back up. The one thing going for the Survivor right now is that they have the gen split really well, but that gen only has one piston firing. This is going to be really difficult. Survivors are being very patient and methodical here. Here's the Corrupt Purge, just letting it fly. Kate out here going to... Oh no, they are now injured from the infection. Going to the edge of the map, trying to get as much distance as possible. Maybe praying for an adrenaline play. Fang back to being injured again. They must have switched off on a gen somewhere. Fully infected now as well. What are these survivors doing that is causing the infection? Very curious. That's going to be another pain res coming in as well. However, it wasn't on this generator. Plague notices and is like, wait, what generator is being worked on? It was the closed one or the far one? I'm very curious to see what's happening here. Worth noting is that both survivors are injured, but only one's infected, so they're not, if they're working on a gen, it's not the same one. Very curious to see what the situation here on these gens are, if we're going to see one pop in a second or not. Unless maybe one of these survivors are setting up for the unhook here. Plague gonna go ahead back. They've got plenty of corrupt still to use. Probably another 25 seconds or so, I'd say. Yeah, this gen actually has a lot more progress. However, there's the unhook. They can go back. Nia has a little bit of time to work with. However, it is the Corrupt Purge, and this is the way that you want to zone it. Vaulting over the top, barely missing the Fang as they get around the corner. Not going for the shot. Kate going to go ahead and cleanse, as will the Nia. Okay, there's one fountain that's left. Okay, I'm about to say, I think one fountain is left for the cleanse. However, they did wait out the full Corrupt Purge. Now just the M1 killer, no power in hand at the moment. However, I do believe that Fang is Deathhook, getting the pallet stun as well. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if you can commit to this much longer. Survivors we did see one in the area, but they might also just be working on gen. We see someone at Gallows. Oh, they actually... About to say, I didn't realize the Fang was back here, but not wanting to commit to it. Instead, going to go back towards this generator. Oh, no. Looks like that might have been a 7% skill check. I have had a lot of Survivor games because of the event, and I am realizing firsthand how much 7% feels like it's a 50%. You leave the generator and just a skill check. Like, you can't do anything about it. Just a skill check. Super frustrating. But in for round 2 here, Plague versus Fang. Fang already fully infected. And this jet is cranking away. Wait, hold on. Kate here as well. Plague will take... I'm sorry. Kate will take a quick hit there. Now getting infected through the vault, and Kate might not be long for this world. Wait, where'd she go? Okay, Kate getting around the corner here, taking a great chase away from that generator, see if there are going to be any rotations back. Now we see Nia infected. Can't tell if that's the Gallows or not. They do go down. I do believe Kate is Deathhook, if I remember correctly. I don't think they got saved for second stage. I don't actually remember, folks. I don't know if this is going to be Deathhook or not. They do finish the 5th gen, however. Is this going to be death? It's not. That is second stage. And so despite the slowdowns and everything, survivors are able to finish the last generator. We'll have to see how many escapes are going to be happening here. Is there a survivor on this exit gate? I can't see. The killer can't see either. But Nia's back here. Here's the skill shot. Do they get it? No, Nia able to dodge here, and it's going to be zoned away. No, they're going to continue going for the unhook or the exit gate here. Fang does cleanse, but Nia's in a whole lot of trouble here. However, this is a very large obstacle, and as the Trickster main, there's actually a lot more collision on this hay bale than you would expect. But they do get the down here, and they get the hook right next to the exit gate as well, between the exit gates even. And they have a pool to drink from as well. Getting these exit gates open is going to be really difficult, as these are actually really close to each other. Killer can wait out a little bit, let another 20 seconds expire, drink up, let another 20 seconds expire. Sorry, another 40 seconds expire. They can wait this entire first one out. Trying to see if they see any crows. There's the cleanse. But I say right now, the best thing as far as could do is maybe over cleanse and maybe force the power out so that way there's no more pools left. But I'll be honest, I don't know what you do here. Yeah, infecting that one, that's a really good idea. It's going to be another, I think, 20, 30 seconds of infection, so you know someone's on that door. Kate going over here, bravely working on this door, waiting to see if Feng gets infected. Plague's gonna be able to milk this for a couple of stages, actually. Kate back on this door. Gonna get to the second bar. There's the save coming in. There's the interrupt, though. There's the double hit potentially coming in. Yeah, they do get the down on the Feng. They do get the door open as well. Nia running into the back. She's already been hit. I think it happened before second stage, though. Very patient. They get the pickup as well. However, this means both survivors in trouble. However, that maybe a we'll make it, or we're gonna live forever potentially. And they don't want Kate. Kate represents less points than it's Nia. They want the full amount of points. Very heads-up play from our killer here. Trying to take as much pressure off, but now the power is out. I think they get the pickup here. They do, and it's going to be another trade here as Nia's going to have, I'm sorry, Feng's going to have a little bit of extra time here as there's going to be the endurance, and they're just going to have to run back into the watchtower. I love how immediately as soon as the killer stops committing, the Feng turns back. They're just so in sync. Now Nia probably mending at the exit gate here. They will go for the hook on the Kate, but now Feng's going to be kind of zoned, maybe setting up for a potential double cleanse here, though. Now you got the issue of Feng has access to the yeah, but I say they have access to the hatch here, but if they don't, then you can go for the exit gate. They know it too. This has to be a full infection. No, but she's gonna be to the hatch. The mind game's coming in at the last second. That's gonna secure the 2-man escape with 3 stages escaping here. Here is the Plague, and is there a 3? Okay, they have a really decent set of gens on the water tower side here, and the Plague quickly identifying that. They even have the Gallows 3 gen as well. However, it's not as good as it could be. Technically, you could have that gen back in No Man's Land corner. Instead, though, it looks like they do find an Atom over here instead, and this is going to be first chase very early. Not going for the infection on the pallet just yet. Yeah, infect that pallet, then go for the Atom. And there's the first infection, and this will be first hit coming in as well, potentially. Not wanting to drop the pallet just yet, maybe wanting to save it for later, knowing that they're going to need it, and just going to break chase altogether. Are they going to go for this? No. They want this Atom dead. They want this Atom dead to rights, and they're going to drink up that first Corrupt Purge. Here comes the balance landing. Just like, good dodge from the Atom. They will get around the corner as well. No. They got around the corner. Oh my goodness. Do they get a shot through the window here? No, they don't. Atom going absolutely out of their mind is going to have to leave entirely, instead going for another survivor. Walking past the Sloan, going into the back here. Zarina waiting at the corner. See if Zarina walks around. They do have the pallet here. They're going to walk in. This might be another hit here. Be super rough if the killer is not able to get any kind of pressure off of this power. Yeah, and Live is going to get them the distance they need. Killer kind of in a rough spot now. We do know about Thanatophobia as one survivor is injured. 3% slowdown coming in. And granted, they do have double apple here. So they will have a little bit extra pools to drink up from, but one of these pools effectively not getting a whole lot of value. Adam running back into the main building. I think this might be a hit here. Yeah, they get it through the window. First gen coming down. They do break the 3 gen in the gallows area, though, so now only water tower available. Looking around for a hook. Looks like they're going to go back to No Man's Land hook. Maybe a Scourge hook potentially coming in here. We'll have to see. Also worth noting, this killer is moving a little fast if you notice, and it is worth noting that is agitation, and that is going to be a Scourge hook as well. So Agi Scourge hook being the other two perks, and so Killer's build is now fully revealed. You know, assuming survivors are able to call Agi. I don't know about you. When I'm a survivor and when I'm on the killer's shoulders, I can pretty quickly tell if that killer is Agi. It is very apparent. But with that said, well, actually no, the killer's full build is not revealed. I'm sorry, I forgot. There's no that's what threw me off. I just now realized. Caster's Curse here a little bit. There's no corrupt intervention. I just now realized that. I don't know how many of you in the chat caught that, but there is no corrupt intervention. Spicy, and that would explain why there are 2 gens down now, though, as those gens weren't blocked. And so now just waiting out here as Adam probably will be protecting second stage. I'm surprised they're choosing to camp this out instead of going towards their 3-gen over here. Water Tower 3-gen might be breaking momentarily as there's only 6% slowdown. Waiting for the second stage to be secured, and there it is. Looks like they're going for another drink up, though. So they're eyeing this main building pool. Do you hear Gallows going off? I'm sorry, not Gallows, the Saloon going off, and they do get the unhook. Claudette being infected because of it. However, Adam gonna take an endurance hit here. However, I thought they were gonna get ready to puke and go for a second hit there, but they're not. Instead, letting Adam get into the back here. How do you check this gen? This gen is about to pop, though. I'm kind of surprised they're not playing more gen protection. I guess they really just want to force the 3v1 and let this Adam die. I mean, it does make sense that getting a 3v1 against the Plague is super good. However, Adam going to be running well around, and yeah, they got the notification. There's the 3rd gen falling. No deadlock, so we could see another gen pop and go for the 4th generator as well. Adam going to the corner saying, it's okay, my time has come. There's the 4th gen. Wow. And that's Gallows gen. That's not the gen I thought that was by Water Tower. We could be seeing the 5th generator pop as we have not seen the progress on that one in the back. Yeah, Plague heading straight there right now saying, I cannot let that gen pop. We don't know what the 4th perk is. It could be an endgame perk. Nobody's on that gen though. Where are these survivors? We see scratch marks up by the saloon. I'm surprised they're taking time to break this. I'd be running to a gen. I'd be scared out of my mind. All right, so this back gen is the one being worked on, and they will be able to stop it from progressing. Pop goes the Weasel is the last perk, and that's going to be a really good, really useful tool here as the killer still has 3 pain resonance to use as well as any number of pops. And while this isn't the most ideal 3-gen because that center gen around the water tower in the road is gone, Killer, this is still a decent 3-gen. All things considered, this is still decent. And I believe since Adam is out of the game, your balanced landing player is gone, so Gallows not as easy to work on either. And Claudette is injured. She's going to be running all the way to the side of the map. We'll have to see if the survivors are able to capitalize on this. Yeah, it looks like there we see Zarina infected. They're going to be doubling down on this generator as we speak. The killer doesn't care if they want the survivor. I think that's a smash hit, as that Claudette got a good bit of distance there. She can't commit to this. Oh, and she even knows what gen that's not the gen I would have picked, but they do find it. However, this Zarina is not injured yet. Wanting to try and, force the infection here. Yeah, Survivor has gotten off this gen already. Oh, but they find the last survivor. Oh, we could be looking at a snowball here. Survivors have played so well up to this point. It's crazy to think survivors could potentially lose to a potential 4K here. There's the down. This killer has all the resources left still, technically. They have the Netophobia. They have Pain Res at 3 more stacks. They have Pop Goes the Weasel. Can the survivors get on a gen and finish it? I don't know. This might be rolling back into the killer's favor. I thought the survivors had this in the bag for how much they had the gen progress. Oh, and Gallows being the one hitting Pain Res there. It's gonna be really tough. I thought the survivors had this, and now Killer slowly pulling it back into their favor, playing very methodically. They knew what their win con was. Zarina in a not so great spot, but given the situation, I don't know what more you can do. Whiffing through the pallet. Zarina being super patient here, waiting out the Killer's power entirely, but this will be the down under the pallet. You know nobody's nearby. There was the unhook, and this will be first hook coming in for Zarina as well. I'm honestly not sure how you bring this back. We see two people on the gallows, but this is going to be another pain res. Well, that wasn't the gen that was pain res. We didn't see any explosion from it. Looks like it might have been the one in the back, but unfortunately for these survivors, it's harrowing to think, but if you want to progress this game, you essentially need to let every one of these survivors take a Scourge Hook so that the Killer no longer has the 25% in the pocket to reduce, and then hope that you have a chase long enough that that 25% no longer being in the, of a value here, Survivor can just, you know, two people on a generator, bang it out. Even if they get down, you have to wait till the Killer can walk over after the hook to get the Pop Goes the Weasel. I'm not gonna lie, the Survivors is super stressful because of how many steps you need to try and bring this game back into your favor, but it is possible. These Survivor teams are really, really strong. They are the best of the best. I have to see if they're able to pull it back here, as I do believe this is also first hook coming in for the Claudettes. Killer is getting their points. We know what the win condition is here. It would be crazy to think if we possibly see a similar tie condition. There's the last Scourge Hook. Scourge Hook all used up now. And the Killer sitting at a very, very nice 15 points here as they have secured all fresh stages. And this gen actually has a lot of progress, but again, that 30% going to come in and do some work. And now it's just a matter of, after you get this hook, all right, this is what we're talking about. Can the survivors sit on these gens? They don't have to worry about pain res anymore. Pain res has been used up. Can they have a chase last long enough? With the 9%, if I remember this correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, I believe it is 3% per survivor on Thanatophobia. I want to say this is 9% slowdown on the generators. Can they have a chase last long enough? Oh, and a skill check to boot failing. That is so unfortunate. However, clock starts now. Two servers on a gen, probably about 60 seconds through the... Oh, and they get it through the pallet, though. We'll have to see if this is enough. Claudet trying to get as much distance away. You know these two survivors are slamming on the generator. Yeah, Plague just going to go ahead and hit that hook and head immediately back towards that skill check. Unless it was intentional. Unless it was intentional. I think I even saw a survivor run, though. I think they might have identified, yeah, they don't have the time to finish that generator, unfortunately. And two survivors running away. One already got a lot of distance. There is a bit of progress on it. Yeah, Plague's going to stop on by. I think if they hadn't had that skill check fail, that might have been able to be committed to. 10% with 9% slowdown off the gen is absolutely soul crushing. Because that is easily 10 plus seconds off of the generator. Zarina in a really tough spot, as well as they're getting zoned, and it's right next to this generator as well, so nobody can come over and work on it. However, they do get the unhook here, but now you have to worry. Claudette is Deathhook, and you can't give too many stages to this Killer. If the Killer is able to get everybody to second stage... Oh, that was a slow ball. That was very daring. Ooh, good live, though, from the Zarina. Gonna get a little bit of distance, get back around to the side. Now, maybe the server is setting up on another jet, but this will be going down here at the TNL. Okay, 2%, so currently 6% slowdown, not 9. To be fair, though, that is relevant. We see them both on the Gallows gen. But now here's the sad part of the situation. You can't let Nia get hooked. If Nia gets hooked, even I think with a 3-man escape, that is an additional 2 points to this Killer. We're currently sitting at 19. That would be 21. Even if the survivors get a 3-man out with 1 stage each, I don't think that's enough. If the math in my head is adding up here, I think you can't let that Nia get hooked. You have to let Claudette or Zarina take the I got caught between taking the death and taking the L. Either one is valid here. Yeah, they see the Nia and they know, oh, they're not going to switch to the Nia. They want... I mean, I guess either's valid here. If you kill one survivor, 2v1's good here. Yeah, survivors are on their last leg here. They can only give up one of the 2 remaining Death Hook survivors. They can't give Nia up. This is really close. This might be one of the closest games we have seen in a Champions of the Fog round. There's the Lithe getting the distance. They don't want to drop this pallet because it would mean death for that generator. Looping back around, they still have this pallet. They're running through it though. Do they get to this pallet in time? Not dropping it. Oh my goodness. The patience on the survivor, but they do go down. Are the 2 other survivors on the generator? She is dead. They both need to be on that generator right now. They're not leaving. They think they can get it with through the 6% slowdown. She takes it, and there's the adrenaline as well. Claudette taking the hit and getting distance. However, if either one of these survivors goes down, it is game over. Oh my goodness, a beautiful hit take from the Claudette. Well planned out, well positioned in every way. And now Nia is going to be on the chase of their life. Oh, this is going to be such a tense endgame. Dropping pallets, trying to get as much distance. Claudette needs to get on that exit gate and get out. Get this Nia to the hatch. There's another pallet. Oh, but this is going to be the hit. There's no way she gets this pallet. No, there isn't. And even if you get the... Yeah, you just go for the hook. You don't care if Claudette gets out. And that's going to be it. Coming down to a very close endgame here. Baby birding the... Baby birding the Nia on hook. Oh, that is a new form of BM. I have not seen that. I can't say I've ever done that to a survivor on hook, but now now I've seen everything. And Claudette will be cleansing here, possibly trying to go for a cheeky save, maybe trying to, you know, play it out. Honestly, a 1 or 2 point difference would be impressive. Oh, hello. Oh, but she does get infected. Unfortunate. Yeah, I think Claudette wants to get the save. I'm not really sure. Maybe they're just trying to, they know the win con has not been achieved, and they're just, you know, playing it out for the sake of it. Looping around by the carriage here, and yeah, we do see them progress to death stage. Claudette is in a spot to get the shack, or the hatch, though. Oh! We're looking for a 1v1? You're just making sure that Claudette stays here so they don't get a hatch, maybe? Might be the case, and yeah. Again, really, really well done to the Survivor team. They did everything you could, and they almost brought it back. This was super close and down to the wire. Might be one of the closer games I have seen this season. Really good. And I do believe we will be seeing this this Claudette progress to entry, and we will see the death shortly after. And we would like to remind that while some BM is funny, that usually... Actually, I'm not gonna lie. So, for those of you who don't know, in the sake of sportsmanship, that is against the rules. And I would feel very, very bad if they've already received a warning previously, and this results in a penalty that costs them. Yeah, don't do that. I usually don't say anything. Don't do that. We're adults here.